Today we're going to be talking about how to edit photos in Canva. Yes, you can edit your photos right in Canva. Let's get right into it. So to begin, you have to come over here and click Create a Design. Once you do that, you click Choose File and then upload the picture you want to edit. This is the picture that we are working with, and with this you can do so many things. Let's begin. First thing you can do is to remove the background by coming here, tap it, and you can see that the background is removed. This is only available to Canva Pro users. To further edit, come on to Edit. There are different options. There is the Adjust feature, Magic Studio, Filters, Effects, Apps, and more. Let's go to Adjust. Here you have Auto Adjust, which just automatically adjusts the colors and every other aspect of the picture. And here you can select your area. Say for example, you don't want to edit the entire image. You want to edit only the background or only the foreground. And in this case, the foreground is the subject. You can decide to edit only the foreground, meaning the edit will only affect the subject, or just the background, meaning the edit will be only on the background. For example, let's edit the foreground, which is the subject. You will see that as I am adjusting the temperature and all of the brightness, it is only affecting the subject and not the background. Nothing is being affected in the background. Now, if we do the same thing for the background, you would see that all of the edit is being affected to it's applied to the background and nothing is happening to the subject. Let's reset this. Now let's talk over every other thing, and in this case let's just edit the background. Let's choose to edit the background, and if you want to edit the entire image, just come and click whole image, and you can see that the edit is applied to all of the images. So let's go back. Now let's edit just the background. Here you can see this is temperature, and basically talking about the white balance. Here you have the temperature and tint. You can see as we do this, it makes the picture blue. It has this blue hue effect, and when you come over here, it has this yellowish effect. So it all depends on what you are trying to achieve. And as you can see, as we do this, only the background is being affected, and the foreground, which is the subject, is left alone. So let's see what else we can do. So it all depends on what you're trying to achieve. You can see how this contrast, when you take it forward, it makes it darker, as you can see what it is doing to the background. And when you bring it backwards, kind of removes the shadow and all of that. So this is highlight. You all know what highlight does, as you can see in the video. And here you have shadows. You can see when you reduce it, it makes it darker. It adds a lot more shadow. And when you increase it, this is the effect that you get. And this is the white. You can see once you increase it, adds more white effect to it. It's whiter, and same thing applies to the blacks. So let's adjust this. Increase the temperature a bit, which is adding some yellowish effect to it. And here is for the sharpness. You can see how sharp it is here. And here it feels like it is blurred out. It all depends on what you're trying to achieve. Going to the clarity, you can see it's almost the same thing as what the sharpness does. While for the vignette, this one adds white and black effects to the surfaces, as you can see. So take this to 0. And now we can also decide to come over here and adjust just the foreground. Let's adjust the subject. All depends on what you're trying to achieve. Now let's adjust the entire image. You can see. And when it comes to color, when you're adjusting the entire image, you have the ability to color edit. For example, maybe I want to pick the blue in the picture. So here it will adjust only the blue. You can see the effect on the jeans. You can see it is only adjusting the blue in the jeans. It is only affecting the blues. Now, if we say for the grains, what grain do we have here? The tree. You can see that the effect is going to be to the trees. You can see just the tree. This is also perfect if you have colors, specific colors in your picture that you want to edit. So let's move on. Once you are done with that and you go to Magic Studio, here there are lots of options: background remover, magic eraser, magic grab text, and more. I have a specific video speaking to this. So for this now, let us use magic eraser. Magic eraser allows you to remove unwanted objects in your picture. Say in this picture, I want to take out this trash that is here. So you just go to magic eraser and put your brush over it like this and click erase. You can see that it has taken that out. Another thing you can do, let's reset this, is to click. So if, for example, I want to take out this subject, all I have to just do is click, because if I use brush over this subject, it is going to affect the gates at behind. So when I erase this, you can see that it has erased the subject. So let me reset this. And now what I want to do is to take out this right here. I can also click on this like this. So I will erase this. Then I want to use my brush over all of this place that has the stones. So I also want to erase all of these stones so that it is just plain and smooth. So I will just go over it like this. And once you are done, you can also choose to adjust your brush size, make it bigger, smaller, and all of that. Now let's erase. You can see that the stones are taken out and the trash that was here is no longer here. So let's clean this up a bit more. So you just have to keep on doing this till you are cool with it. And this is just very nice because there are times when you take pictures and you have distractions. You take a really good picture and maybe somebody's at the background or there are further distractions that you want to take out. So this too will come in handy. So now that we are done, I'll just go back and this is what we have. Let me show you this using another picture. So say I want to remove these people that are in the picture. These people here, I will just go on to edit, then go to magic eraser, go to click, then I will just click on them like this. You can see individually, then I will click erase. So you can see that this has taken away the distraction that was in the picture. So let's move on. Now, using this picture that we are working with, you can also choose to add filters. There are lots of options here. There is the fresco and so much more natural features, the warmth, the cool, a lot of them that you can play around with, adjust and all. Depends on what you are trying to achieve. So let's go back here. And there is also the effect. You have shadows, duotone, blur, autofocus, and face retouch. Now let's talk about them. There is outline, there's glow, drop, outline, curved, page lift, angled backdrop, and more. So when you go to glow, you can see that it adds glow to the picture. And you can choose the glow color. How do you want it to be? If it is red, pink, whatever color, you can choose the blur amount. You can choose the intensity of your glow effect. You can choose to reduce it or not. depends on what you are trying to achieve. You can see that as I change the colors, it changes and all that. You can choose any color, the size, and more. For example, if I reduce the blur amount for this, you see how this looks like. It looks like an outline. Now, there is also the drop shadow effect. So this adds a drop shadow, and you can switch up the angle, the distance, intensity, and a lot more you can do with this. All depends on what you are trying to achieve. Then there is the outline. So this doesn't have the blur. You can see the outline here. At times you see a picture and you see white outline, blue outline, gray outline. This is how it is achieved. You can also reduce or increase the color intensity, just like I'm doing here. Then there is the curve, and this adds the curve blur. You can see this and how it works. You can choose to adjust the distance, the curve, and all. Then there's the page lift, angled, and there is the backdrop. So if you want to add a backdrop shadow, this is good if you are using maybe objects like a shoe, bags, and any of those things. So for this picture, let's just add a glow using the pink color. So you can see how pretty this is and how it adds a bit of statement to the picture. Now, if you want to also add duotone, so there are duotone effects, all of them are right here, and you can also play around with them. There is the cherry, and you can also use this for color change. For example, maybe I want to change this to something else. It all depends on what you're trying to achieve, to be honest. So let's take this back. You can see you can make it darker like this. You can change this color to maybe something like this and have an doubled. So before, Canva had shadows and outlines. This is how we usually add outlines, but now it is now made easier. So you can use any of these effects depending on what you are trying to achieve. So there is also the blur effect. Let's use this picture to show you how the blur effect works. So this is the blur. With this, you can add, blur to your pictures like this. So wherever you put the brush is where the blur will be affected like this. So let's click remove blur. You can see if I put the blur over all of this, you can see that, the blur effect has been affected like this. So if there are some specific things in your image you want to blur, you could do that. Let's go to remove blur, and if you want to blur the entire image like this, for example, I use this when creating thumbnails, or when I want to blur a logo, for example, you can use this. So let's go to another one. Say we want to blur only the background and leave the subject. What you can do is go to autofocus. When you go to autofocus, this allows you to choose your focus position where the blur will be. You can see. So where you have all of this blue thing, right, that is where, will not be blurred. So let's put this blue on the subject. So like this, and you can see that the background is being blurred, and you can increase or reduce the blur intensity. You can see this. So if we do it like this, let's put just like this. Right, this is good. You can see that, some parts, that's the background, is now being blurred. So let's reduce the blur intensity. And if you have a picture that you want to also retouch, you can come here and also do face retouch. And what this does, is basically smoothing your skin. You can see this. Let me zoom this. So this smoothens the skin. This is it before the effect, and you can see it after. Just that with this, you don't have a brush to carefully do it yourself, right? But this is how it works. Now there are other things you can do here. Say for example, this image, the quality is not so great and I want to increase the quality. I can just go to image upscaler and then select the upscale amount and the picture will be increased. This is the upscale amount. You can upscale by twice, 3 times, 4 times, 8 times resolution. But for this, I'm limited to twice. So let's use this. This is the before and this is the after. Now let's replace this. And you can see that the image has been upscaled. The quality is way better than it was before. Then there is a colorize. If this is a black and white picture, colorize helps you take black and white pictures to, colors. It helps you add colors of black and white pictures. So it says here, preserving history with a splash of colors, bring new life into old images. So for example, you can see this monochrome image here. It has added splash of colors. Basically, that's what it does. So if you have an old image, you can come here and use colorize to add colors to it. Then there's pixelify. What pixelify does is it pixelates your image. You can see it right here. You can decide to, check the scale. Basically depends on what you're trying to achieve. There are also lots of other options here. There is the blend, color mix, trippy, slice, screen, bar TV, and liquify. Now let's talk about blend. Blend allows you to add an image and make it blend smoothly into the picture. Say I want to add a puppy here. Now what you have to do is place on one image on top of another in the size and position you want them merged. So let's take this picture and I'll place this picture. Remember it's in the size and position. I want it here, or let's have it here. Or let's look for another picture that looks like it's facing front. That's the dog is looking forward. Okay, let's use this image if it's possible. So we have our puppy here, and let's just use this image for an example. So what you have to do is select the both images. So select these two, go back, go to edit, then go to blend. You have to select the image you want to blend, 2 images. I'll select this and this. First, let me remove this from the background like this. Then I will just increase the size of this one. Then position it to back. Now I will select these 2 images like this. Then I will click blend. So you have to select the 2 images you want to blend together. So you can see what it has done here. It has blended it into the picture. And the results are actually funny, but you can keep on generating till you see what is perfect for you. So I just want to go back and take this out. Next thing you can do is to add color mix. There are different options. Depends on what you are trying to achieve. Adjust the rainbow amounts, the offsets, and more. There's so many things you can do with this. Depends on what you're trying to achieve. So there's a trippy effect too. You can see what this does. Now there is also the slice effect, which is this. So you can adjust. Say you want to achieve a bad TV look, you can do that. And there is also the screen effect, bad TV 2. This is the screen effect. This is really dope. It depends on what you're trying to achieve. So you can see this. Let's see what happens when we reduce this and increase this. So it all depends on what you're trying to achieve. There is the semitone. This has a bit of color. And see this, there's lino and more that you can play with. Then there is the bad TV effect, like this. There's a tube. Then there's this, there's VHS, and a lot more that you can use, depends on what you're trying to achieve. Then there's the liquefy effect. You can see this has melt, wobble, it has a lot of effects that you can use. It has smudge, flow. It all depends on what you're trying to achieve. Then there is the basics. This talks about format. You can choose to change the format, basically cropping. And when you go back to basics, there's also the option to expand. Say for example, let's go back to our image. Let's say this image is in this form. Let's delete this. Say this image is in this form and it is not expanded. Now let's go to format, and when you go to expand, say we want to expand it to fill the entire screen, you can use the magic expand AI to do that, and it is going to fill it to the entire screen. I have a specific video that also speaks about these Magic Studio features. So you can see what it has done with this picture. It has expanded it to fit the screen and fill every other area that was not filled. So you can see. So let's cancel this and I'll take this back to fill the screen. Now, the other effect that is here is the flip. You can choose to flip your image horizontal, vertically, and a lot other options there. You can choose to adjust the transparency. You can choose to animate it and a lot more. And these are all of the things you can do with Canva Photo Editor. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Is this something you are going to try? And don't forget to subscribe. See you in my next video. Toodles!